Game 2. And it still says Metalopolis, which is wrong. I'm gonna correct that too. Xel'Naga Caverns. And we're here with aTnSocke and Naniwa, our Protoss heroes, fighting for $5,000. One of them will walk away with 2K, one of them will walk away with 3K. Not a big difference, but still, 1K. That's quite decent. So aTnSocke in the bottom left, Nani in the top right, and you know what? I'm feeling the 4-gate for Naniwa today in this match.
Yeah, I mean, Xel'Naga Caverns has a pretty wide open natural, so you can kind of 4-gate if they try any kind of fast expansion scenarios, which I doubt will happen because of that. But I definitely think Nani might go for that 4-gate like you were saying. I mean, this map kind of does allow itself to be 4-gateable. That makes sense.
4-gateable?
Yes, it's un-4-gateable. How 4-gateable this map is.
This wouldn't be the same without your excellent
It really
so.
wouldn't. It will be so much better.
I know, right? aTnSocke just scouting for that potential proxy, pretty smart. Nani not scouting at all yet. He's gonna scout on 12. Yeah, he's gonna scout the base as well. Quite necessary. God damn, GameSports admin's lagging. So unacceptable. Shouldn't have any admins in games ever. aTnSocke, of course, isn't aware of the fact that he's admin. So.
Yeah, aTnSocke been doing, like, he's been making every game almost instantly.
And aTnSocke is like, do you know this guy?
Oh, there's a critter.
What? Oh, right.
Critter named aTnSocke.
Oh,
Well,
right.
today I am. Today I am, yes.
They're called Ursodox, though. Actually.
I thought they were called kayaks or something like that.
There are a few different critters, but the Ursodox are the guys on
Oh yeah, the aTnSocke caps, I remember.
Yeah, on Steps of War, right? Right?
That and Valhalla by Icy Cup Prodigy.
Ah.
Which was a good map.
Ah, that's a good map.
Yeah, but let's not talk about some random map that's from our memory. Let's talk about the game at hand as aTnSocke is taking his gas. Naniwa going to be taking his gas a little bit later, and is now going out to scout. And scouted around his base, which kind of like what aTnSocke did, except aTnSocke is really scouting. There's not a place near aTnSocke's base that hasn't been scouted.
Yep, and that's crucial. Like, Nani is like, well, if you're not in my base, that's cool for me. Everything else is cool for me. aTnSocke wants to make sure. aTnSocke is not a guy who's comfortable playing like an annoying Zelt micro war. I think he really likes the broad strokes in games, which you can't like expect too much in this matchup. But he's just having none of that. Doing some mineral harass like a boss, and yeah, Nani did the same thing. Got scared away. Nani's actually targeting down a probe. Pretty cool. But aTnSocke pretty good at defending here.
Yeah, Naniwa just dancing that probe around, trying to do damage. It's back to full shield, so it's gonna go harass a little bit, just annoy aTnSocke with that. We cannot hold, or whatever the thing is, that the Protoss guy yells. How to become hated in the community. But I'm really wondering what these players are gonna do. I mean, like we were saying, this map's kind of 4-gate possible.
Yeah, it both goes out Stalker so far, so kind of gives that away. Nani though with a second gas, so we might see Blink too. Blink is has become increasingly popular over robotics builds actually. I mean, robotics kind of beats Blink, but off of Blink you can easily go Archons, which have been very, very popular, or expansions. Yeah, right. And that's the thing. Not on this map so much because it's kind of small. So Blink into expand, rather difficult to pull off. You see Nani with a 3-gate and robotics, and aTnSocke with a 3-gate and Twilight Council. So aTnSocke the one going for Blink with a later gas, and Nani again with a robotics facility. And if he does this anti-Blink build again, although he will have a later Immortal, he might be pretty good to go.
Yeah, That is, of course, if he goes for that Immortal instead of like going for Colossus. If he goes for Colossus, then he might just lose to the Blink. But his Warp Gate tech is going to finish up soon, as well as his second and third gateway, getting that Observer out to go scout. Over in Zake's base, his Warp Gate tech is also going to finish in a little bit behind Naniwa's, but it doesn't even matter. His timing is not the Warp Gate. It is the Blink research, and he's also getting a 4th Warp Gate. So 4 Warp Gate Blink going against 3 Gate Immortal, or 3 Gate Robo, with Immortals on the way. Really looking in favor of Naniwa at this point in time.
Yeah, that also depends, of course, on how you play the Blink. Like, if you want to play it like, I'm gonna Blink to your main, kill everything. That's not gonna work against the Zeld Immortal thing at the top of the ramp, right? But with a, you know, if you play, like, you dance around, you threaten your opponent's base, you threaten counterattacks, you don't try to do direct damage, but rather imply pressure, then that can actually work quite well. We see Nani sees a bunch of Stalkers with his Immortal, with his Observer. Immortals aren't invisible and can't fly, so yeah, sorry. Sees the Twilight Council, sees 4 gateways, so he knows exactly what's coming up, and I think he will be quite happy about that. And he's getting a second Immortal, so this is going to be very interesting. Like, if you get like BO countered, Build Aura countered, then that's an awkward spot, and let's see what Zocke makes out of this.
Yes, I'm kind of curious as to why Naniwa went for that Twilight Council. He kind of needs to commit to defense right now, unless he's planning to follow up with like DT counterattack.
Yeah,
and Naniwa's actually weaponing a pylon at his opponent, like below his opponent's main. Stalkers blink up, the Immortals getting Focus Aura down. One of them is about to go down. The rest of the Stalkers are taking heavy Zealot damage. About to blink out, maybe they're gonna go ahead and take out the second Immortal. But man, those Zealots did so much damage. I definitely do not think that was worth it for Zocke. And now Naniwa can actually counterattack if he gets the chance. But lots of units still out for Zocke, gonna head up into the main again.
I like what Zocke is doing here. He just tried to get rid of the Immortals as soon as possible, and then tried to snipe the other units. And Nani actually missed microing, did waste a few shots that he could have gotten on the Stalkers there. So Nani actually left with a very small army. Zocke playing this very, very well, and now 2 more Stalkers coming in. If Zocke can now blink up, I think he can do a lot of damage. He's still blinking away, which is a... Oh my god, he blinks in with a few Stalkers, and now Zocke has an advantage here. Another Immortal just popped out, so Nani with the constant Immortal production is just doing quite well for himself here. But I really like how strong Zocke is playing this.
Yeah, nice force field on the ramp, gonna block some of the Stalkers from getting up and warping in more sentries. I really liked what Naniwa did. He warped in a single Zealot, all he could really spare, and forced his opponent to use Warp Gate cooldowns back at his base instead of more Stalkers in this attack. So that worked out really well for him. And it looks like Zocke may have to just stop this aggression as his pylon isn't that close. I mean, it's pretty close, but not super close. And another Zealot gonna go into the mineral line and try and do a little bit more damage.
Yeah, he's gonna get a few kills here, maybe one. Oh, good micro from Zocke. Doing quite well for himself here, but yeah, 2 kills for that Zealot. Getting it stuck. And yeah, that's gonna be it. 3 kills for that Zealot. Kind of worth it, I think. Nani ahead in probe, so Nani definitely has a lead overall, and he's now getting blink. And I wanted to comment on that because he said, yeah, why is he getting the Twilight Council? He needs to defend. That was actually a little bit of like he cut a corner there, but as we can see, he was quite decent at defending. Did a good job there. So what he does now is that he doesn't completely give himself to immobility with Immortals. He will make mainly Stalkers from here on out, probably expand, and then have Blink at his disposal. Maybe expand. Blink at his disposal to, still be mobile on the map.
Yeah, that Blink's really going to help a lot, especially since his opponent's going to charge a lot of Archon, it would seem. He has that Twilight Council, so he's going to start making Archons, I guess. I wonder if he's also going to try and maybe, like, snipe the sentries with feedback. No, it looks like he's just going to go for that Archon, needing the defense. Archons, of course, are not armored, so these Immortals aren't going to do 50 damage a shot. Instead, only going to do their 25 damage, or 20 damage, actually. So, yep, blinking forward from Naniwa, picking up a Stalker, and Really, I think if Nani fights his head on, unless he hits right before the charge a lot, which is actually cancelled, he'll do quite a bit of damage.
And now the blink is a huge nuisance for Xel'Naga. Nani with the Observer can blink into Xel'Naga's main. The expansion is now done. One Archon still morphing. The Elves are going to do a ton of damage against almost all of these units here, but the mass of units is just in favor of Naniwa here. The Immortals, Archons, excuse me, are going to do a lot. They're actually focusing the Immortals, but not enough damage for Xel'Naga. This is the game. GG called from Xel'Naga.